So today is all about telling you guys how I would go about starting the carnivore or meat-based diet if I had it to do all over again. I feel like learning from each other is the only way to go. It's a great way to sort of jump into something and not do it blindly like I did. So when I started my journey, I think I said in the previous video that I made about why I started, I just sort of knew keto was a thing and I jumped in without really knowing much about it, but I quickly learned through getting on YouTube actually from people like Dr. Barry and other doctors like Dr. Chafee how to go ahead and get started. So if you're wanting to get started on a more meat-based way of eating and you're wondering what's the best way to do that, well, I think it kind of depends on where you are on the human diet spectrum. If you are eating still the standard American diet, I feel maybe that there's one way that you should get started. But if you're already eating low carb or keto and you want to go further towards carnivore, I think maybe there's another way that you should maybe go about doing it. So we'll start with, what if you're just starting from the very beginning? What if you are standard American diet, you've seen all of us crazy people on YouTube, but you've also seen the amazing changes and benefits that we are talking about, and you want to give that a try for yourself. First of all, do it. Just do it. It's amazing. I can't believe all the benefits I've experienced outside, inside, physical health, mental health, energy levels. It's amazing. But if you're on the standard American diet currently and you feel like your attachment, addiction to the carbs and the sugar is strong, I've definitely had people tell me that, like, oh, I applaud you for what you're doing, but I couldn't do it. I'm addicted to sugar. People have straight up said that to me. That is not an easy thing to kick. You will be able to kick it, but it's going to be a rough go at the beginning. A good rough couple of weeks. Here comes Pixel again. She's my partner over here on my channel, so I don't mind her coming in and out of the video. And it's raining outside, so she's got to get up there and check that out. So if you know that your sugar addiction is strong, then my advice would be to start keto. And here's why. You're going to get tons of awesome benefits on keto, especially, please, a meat-heavy keto, no processed foods. So to start keto, you're going to want to change most of your nutrition to fatty meat, ruminant animals. I prefer beef, but any ruminant animals, I know a lot of people like lamb and things like that. Any ruminant animals, but really any fatty meat. I used to eat a lot of chicken thighs with the skin on in the beginning. That's another great option. I still enjoy those from time to time, or even chicken wings too. So fatty meat heavy, and then you can add in a few vegetables, a little bit of cheese, full fat yogurt, full fat cottage cheese. But the reason that I would argue for starting this way is when the sugar cravings sort of hit and you don't think that you can do it. I know in the beginning for me, my sugar cravings were not strong, but I had them. I craved something sweet, and I would use cream cheese to fix that problem. So it would be just something creamy that I could go to, very, very low in carbs. I would put a couple of ounces of that on my plate, maybe even with a couple of drops of liquid stevia flavored with vanilla, and kind of mash that in, and I would eat that, and it would just solve that problem for me. So that was sort of a bridge food, I like to call it, a bridge to get over that craving, because doing that is far better than going back and picking up an ice cream bar or whatever your sweet of choice, right? For me, a sleeve of Oreo cookies, not lying, a sleeve. So the cream cheese was a huge bridge food for me, and I feel like it really helped me to fail forward. Failing forward is something that is big for me. So even if it's not perfect, if it's better than what I was doing, then that is failing forward. I am moving in the right direction, and I don't expect to be able to do that in one big giant leap. So if you can just kind of fail forward one small step at a time, you'll eventually get there. So if you're on the standard American diet, start keto, but none of the processed foods. Don't go buy the stuff labeled keto in the store. It's full of all kinds of hidden things that you probably do not want. Go for meat-heavy keto with maybe some full-fat cheese, some full-fat dairy, and a little bit of veg if you want it. Oh yes, and all the butter. Delicious. Now, the way that I did it is I started like that on keto, and if you're already there and you're wanting to head more towards keto, more towards carnivore, then what I would recommend is just doing 30 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. I've definitely been enjoying that. I haven't fully gone all beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, but I will say that I am probably 95% beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. The main thing that I eat throughout the week is I will make a big picanha, which check out my recipe for picanha. I can't, like I'll eat it every week. I make it on Saturday. Every Saturday I make one and then I slice it up and then that's my food for Saturday and Sunday. And it never, ever, ever gets old. There's also a lot of butter on that. So there's my beef and my butter in that recipe. And then if I have enough left, if it was a big enough piece that on Monday I have some, then I will add the last couple of slices of that picanha with some pasture-raised eggs. And that is very delicious. So if you're looking to go more towards ketovore, carnivore, that's one of the things I do. It's delicious. I feel like because I'm eating this way, the picanha where I am is about $8 a pound, and I might eat a pound in a day, and that's what I eat. So that $8 plus the butter, like a couple tablespoons of butter or whatever. I mean, I was spending way more than that prior to this, even on keto. So yes, the meat is expensive, but it's so delicious. It's so satiating, and you won't be sorry. So find the cut of fatty meat that you like the best and just go for that, because you don't want to be feeling like you're compromising. That's what I think. So besides my picanha, then during the week, I will open up some ribeyes and I will just pull those out. I find that as I go more carnivore, I used to like my steaks more of a medium, and now I'm really medium rare, leaning towards rare. So I currently will just sprinkle some salt on those ribeyes. I don't cut off any of the fat. And then I just put them in my pan for about 4.5 minutes on each side on high flame to get a nice sear on them, and delicious. I probably eat that a couple days a week. And then the rest of the days I will fill in with maybe some ground beef bowls. Oh, I made a beef, butter, bacon, and egg burger the other day with a beef patty, all beef patty, some bacon, and a couple of eggs over easy, and just some butter that I just, after the beef was cooked, I just melted on top. I just stacked it up. The egg yolk was runny. That was delicious. So that's all 4 food groups in one meal. I also make, when I do my ribeyes, I make the bone broth from those bones. So I recommend if you're already on keto and you want to go towards ketovore, carnivore, just really focus on that fatty meat. And once I did that, once I got off the more of the keto end of the spectrum for me personally, my cravings for any sweet stuff have gone away. I have an amazing food freedom that I did not have before. So when I'm hungry, I'm not hangry. I'm hungry and whatever. Like if it's time to eat, if there's food around, if I'm home, if I'm not at work, then I eat. It's not a big deal. I eat till I'm comfortably full. I don't worry about, I better stop eating now because this is too many calories. Like I don't count calories anymore. I don't do any of that. I just eat till I'm full and then I go about my business and I don't think about food anymore. But if I start to feel hungry and I'm somewhere and things are happening, okay, I'm hungry, but I can still function. I'm not hangry. I'm not desperate to get my hands on that food. So that would be why I would recommend to head in that direction if you're still feeling those keto cravings, or I should say cravings for sugar while on keto. Now, I have a couple of good friends and they're on keto. Actually, one is my friend and one is my mom. And they're on keto and they are seeing amazing benefits and they feel great. They're both, my friend has finished losing weight. She's lost 60 pounds. My mom's lost 20 pounds and has about 20 to go. But she doesn't feel like she has cravings or anything like that. So if that's already working for you, awesome. Awesome. I think that's great. If, it's just kind of up to you at that point. I feel like whatever is going to be the most healthy for your body, right? We are all individuals, and as long as you're eating along that proper human diet spectrum, the important thing is to get out all of the seed oils, to get out all of the processed foods, the grains, and the sugars. And if you can get those things out of your diet, then it kind of doesn't matter where you start. If you start more low carb keto, if you want to jump right into the beef, butter, bacon, and egg, as long as you get those really harmful things out and then kind of see what works for you. We're all individuals. What works for me may not work for you. All right. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, like, subscribe, please, and go out there and meet some wellness, one ribeye, picanha, or ground beef bowl at a time.